Hi YouTube, Raynex here, and in this video I'll be playing all of Create mod pack for this video. That's it. Anyways, I really like the screens that shows up here because like it's just so much cooler than default Minecraft. That's it. It's just that much neater. Even that loading screen just looks better. But now that I'm actually gonna join the world, you're gonna see that, ooh, this mod pack has a good amount of stuff that's not in vanilla. I do have to mess around with the settings a bit since, well, I don't, I don't exactly have a potato PC, but I still kind of have to run things a bit low just to keep things running smoothly. Now, a lot of this video is just going to be me figuring out the ropes of this mod pack, and I'll do get better at it eventually, but right now it's just a complete struggle. I did that on purpose. 6, 7. Anyway, I start off with needing to get wood, typical. Ooh, yay. And then this trumpet log I found. Later in the series I'll find out a much more efficient way of cutting down trees, but as of right now this is the only way that I know how to cut trees. I do make some cuts here with the trees, just so you don't have to see me cut everything down. And there are some parts I definitely could make much more better cuts in general, but I'm still new to editing and I don't know exactly what I'm doing still. So leave comments on some things you'd like to see, or if you'd rather prefer like more strict edits of more important moments. Because a lot of this, I want to make this series, oh right, yeah, that part. I learned that was the Z button, and I'll figure out what that button does exactly later on in the series, but I was just experimenting. Let me know what kind of edits I can make in the future, or if there's anything in particular that you would like to see. The flying fish. This was amazing part of me learning. Ooh. I have to save them when I can though. I don't know why, I just want to. The fly. I do not really like the fly that much. I don't know why they're even in the game. Oh yeah, whenever I cut the tree down, all the leaves go down with it also, which is one part of the mod that I do like a lot. Saves time with clearing things up. The crafting, I really enjoy how it even shows up off the UI. You can literally see in the game that they're actually being crafted. That's a neat detail. Another edit. You would want to see me just cut down a tree anyways. That's boring. But then again, let me know if there's anything in particular you would like to see. Like, maybe I could just edit out those tree cutting scenes altogether. Just say that I harvested some resources and then move on. This tree was interesting since there was wood scattered throughout. You'll see how the leaves go down with it, but there's still wood scattered in there. It does take me a little while to figure that out. This is where I learn of some new recipes. I could just make blocks of sticks And with Create Mod, I could even make blocks of other things like shafts and well, I don't know what else, but it's really cool how many resources, how many, like, what would this be, like, quality of life crafts. I learned about the toolbox later on in the series, like what kind of hotkeys I can, well, would it be hotkeys? I don't know, but I learned how to use it, I learned more of its mechanics later on. This was interesting. I was in a server previously with Create Mod, but this never showed up in that mod pack. Even though this is my first time actually using mods on my own, I still have like a couple hours of experience at most with mods. I don't really. This is literally my first time, or my first month. Not even first. I don't know what I'm saying. Yep, I learned that part. It was just me pressing buttons. Anyways, in general with Create Mod, I was in a server previously. It did not go well, and the server's probably gonna be shutting down soon, but I did have fun, and that inspired me to try out mods on my own. Now, that came with a lot of troubles, a lot of compatibility issues, so I decided to just get a mod pack, just make things simpler. You know? Like, I'll figure it out sometime in the future, but not right now. I can't. There is more of me figuring out. There's gonna be a few lag spikes that I'll feel, so don't mind me just waving the camera around. My movement is still really clunky in this game. I am not nice at all with the game. Really, really clumsy. I put a cut in there just so you can see that this was the final block. I cut down the tree, and despite all those leaves, only one sapling. Now, I don't really take down the entire dirt stack. I just leave it there. Yeah, that part I have no idea what those numbers meant, other than like maybe how much damage it does. Yeah. Also, you'll be seeing a lot of achievements that I get because I I just started. There's your proof that I just started, I guess. Now, here's another part that I was getting suggestions on. Do I edit out a lot of the monster hunting parts as well? Later on in the video, I eventually did make a bed, but right now I have to deal with the knights. And in this, I sped this up a good amount because it's a lot of me just looking around recipes. And that part, I had to edit out this part a bit since I was just playing around with the villagers for like a full 2 minutes or so. And then it's back to business. Pretty nice. It even came with some food. In this, I remembered in the server that I was in previously that there were backpacks, so I just want to test out if what kind of similarities there were between this mod and the mod that I played on before. It's nice to see that there are, in fact, backpacks still. Typical, just farming resources. I experiment with that a bit since I'm still not completely sure what that does. I was trying to cook it in the campfire, but I cannot do that. So I just ended up being me attempting to eat it instead. That was just a silly moment I wanted to keep in. I like how the maps are in this game. Before, you actually needed a map to actually keep track of where things were, but now I already have one built into the game. I'm still a little scared to explore this map really, but I do wander a bit later on in the series, not terribly far either. My first instance of iron, no way. I needed that because I'm already scared enough to travel far. It's gonna be hard for me to get iron then, based off of how I don't travel too much. Plus a little bit of coal. The coal textures do look a little weird though. This is embarrassing. I had to skip a lot of the fight. Since, yep, I die really early into the game. And I do get my revenge, but it's embarrassing that I died already on that night. Next up, me exploring my dead buddy. I wanted to see if I could use my own body as a chest. Nope, I can't. It's just there for decoration for now. It does despawn eventually, but it was a silly moment for me to find out. Oh yeah, the party system. Woo! Even though it's just me, I still look through it a bit. I have no uses for that. Since it's just going to be me. I don't plan on having any guests or making a server with this map. Speaking of server, even though the create mod server that was in previously was a failure and it is going to shut down soon, my friend decided to actually make a different server. No mods, just like mini games, I guess. With it's a prison server. I don't know exactly, but it seems like a lot of grinding. Not my kind of thing exactly, but I wanted to get opinions as well on whether I should do that for my for video ideas as well. I could record some stuff even though I'm kinda mid-game with it. Me looking through more recipes and mechanics again. I'll try to keep this series going for about as long as I reasonably can. I want to have something that I can make a series off of for once. Very scary. I already have a couple of playlists that I've created for my content, but I never really stuck with it since Valorant I cannot dedicate myself to since I don't enjoy the game that much grinding their ranked games. And there was other stuff that I had, I think, but I can't remember right now. Yep, I learned that apples actually do grow on trees now. But that was a very good part about this mod. I like that part. But as you can see, I'm kind of struggling to figure out these mods. That part was just me being silly, trying to knock the block out of the Enderman's hand. If I did end up hitting that Enderman, I'm dying, guaranteed. There's no getting out of that for me. I try to get that apple. I need the apple. Fun. And then I explore that area a bit more. There's more apples that grow here. That's good. Hey, that Enderman changed the blocks this time. Or it grew grass on that block. Birchwood is definitely going to be like my least favorite type of wood. At least so far. But I still get it because it's still important resources. I need wood. There's still a lot of aimless wandering, which I probably should have edited out. I'll try to create a better structure next time. But for now it's just me just like testing the waters. I do experiment a bit more. Nothing special though. Yeah, nothing special. But I do get myself more familiar with the map later on. That I'm just gonna skip out on that part since, well, if you have Minecraft, you could try this mod pack and go through the tutorial, but I'm not gonna make you go through it as I did. I spent a good amount of time, too much time on it. And me actually killed this Enderman, no way. Scary sound though, I don't like at all. At least it did drop. Oh, there's more of me experimenting. I gotta edit that out since you don't want to be reading for like 10 minutes, do you? You're here to watch gameplay, not a tutorial. Even though I'm just learning this game right now. Scary. It just disappears. And I'm like, what? Do I try to kill it? Nope, I don't. I look at my health and see that I'm only 2 hits away. I'm not gonna risk dying again. Even though it's easy respawns. The point of this is that I'm trying to not die also. Even though I do die a few more times later on. Yeah, you do see me at least figure out how the tutorial works, but I don't show much else other than me actually finishing. Now this part, I don't know what that thing is used for exactly. It's kind of silly how I am figuring it out right now, trying to figure it out. Even though it's not really important right now. It is cool though. It is cool. Like, it even comes with this little animation that plays, showing me how to use these create blocks. It's fun. Useful information. Now I do keep this in the video since it does look kind of useful. It's important enough and entertaining enough to keep in. I learned the game. you learn the game. It actually follows a nice linear um, teaching system. I don't know how to describe it. It's just very straightforward. They're kind of fun. This is where I find out about how to use these things. It's really cool how I can actually cut down trees with this, and this is where I get the inspiration to actually use those saws more often. Nice. Now I'll probably try to figure out how to automate this in the future, but for now, I just use it for like cutting down big trees. I just use it to like replace using an axe. It's much faster and doesn't use up durability either. But this is really good information for the future. Now that I look through some of those animations, it's just me aimlessly wandering around again. I see that my inventory is really full. I don't know when exactly I make a chest. Was it here? I don't know. But I see that the chest in this game is literally just a gift. It's just a gift. More flying fish. This was just me getting one of those plants on the top of it. I think. Or do I just run? Okay, so I never really got the plant. Yep, my inventory is full. It was at this moment that I realized that I needed that chest now. I like the oak chest better than just the gift. So I decided to keep it the way it was. This part was interesting also, how there are these buttons that can filter things out automatically for me. I like that feature. Even though for chests in particular, I don't really use it. I don't know. It's just a one-click sword for me. So it does come in handy, but nothing really special like that I use. Now it might have like some uses with create mod. It might have important uses for like organization, but as of right now, I don't really have much use for that filter button. And yeah, that's about the end of the video. I had a lot of fun. I want to do this again in the future. Have a good day. Bye bye.